good, my Gummy Knights, and welcome back to the Echo Chamber. Okay, so we have something else from Hazbin Hotel. It's a music video. Now look, I know some people were like, "Oh, dude, like when when it was like what that second episode or whatever we were calling it, second episode, what Hell Boss or Hellbalooba. I cannot say that, but something boss. I was like, I didn't do a reaction. I had already actually seen it, and so I want my reactions to be genuine and stuff like that. I go in there blind and then I react to it like that. But I already seen it. That's why there wasn't a video for it. But this I do have some more Hazbin stuff that came out I haven't reacted to, but I think I've gone back and seen on my own. I can't honestly remember. But I just actually want to go back into this and actually do a reaction with all of you guys. So I actually do a reaction to something related to Hazbin Hotel, and so we're going to be looking at the music video "Addicted" from Hazbin Hotel. And I'm reading the description right here, okay, or like the graphic card that basically tells you like, okay, hey, this is what it's going to contain. The warning label says, this video contains graphic language, adult content, flashing lights, depictions of sexual assault, abuse, and addiction. This content is intended for mature audiences. Only 18 plus. Viewer discretion is advised. Something that you obviously gotta do, especially when you're talking about YouTube and you're talking about censors and stuff like that. I mean, despite the fact this has 12 million views, and the like-dislike ratio is actually pretty freaking phenomenal. It seems that most people tend to enjoy this, which again, as far as like I've seen with stuff for Hazbin Hotel, most people do tend to enjoy it. It is actually pretty funny, but I do want to see this. Unironically, I ended up hearing about it from a friend, so I want to go ahead and check it out. Also in that context as well, but I was like, you know what? I might as well do a reaction with you guys for it because we haven't done anything for Hazbin Hotel in a while, so let's go on and get into it. I can't wait, honestly. I mean, this is probably the first time I've ever reacted to a music video on my channel. I mean, maybe, but I think I could be wrong about that, but I think this is the first time. And if not the first time, then the first time in a long-ass time I've actually reacted to a music video. Moving on, let's go on and get into this.
Till death do us part, but we're already past that phase.
Okay, yeah, I'm only a few seconds into it, and I already got to sit here and point out that, okay, so I have only a very few amount of characters that I would objectively say grant me the Y-boner, okay? Angel Dust is one of them. This creature grants me the Y-boner. Now, this is not helping that. This is definitely not helping that. And I would say that this is an objective, this is an objective depiction of why the Y-boner, the only time it ever comes to you, is with the act of aggression and vengeance on this mind. Or vengeance. Anyway, continuing on. So far, I like the animation. I like the color palette. I like the style. It does actually feel like I'm in a strip club. But I was like, okay, so it's gonna be Angel Dust, so I'm expecting that title card that they basically showed to me is definitely warranted. Yeah, or that warning label that they showcased to me is definitely warranted, because if you've seen anything related to Hazbin Hotel, you know that Angel Dust is definitely one of those characters that I would probably say happens to be one of the most lewd, degenerate, downright obscene people that you will ever see in that show. Anyway, continuing on.
And I think I deserve some praise for the way that I am. Despite having overdosed and ending up comatose, I don't give a damn. I've let my emotions go, fuck being a sober hoe.
I feel like this pimp is supposed to be representing me. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Now, I think that Angel Dust in life, because a lot of these demons tend to be a depiction of what they were in life, just to an exaggerated form. I think he may have been an actual prostitute or a stripper, but maybe a drag queen. He could have been transgender, or I guess I don't want to use that. I mean, I think the Angel Dust more so identifies with the male. So like I'm thinking he possibly could have been a type of male prostitute who basically was pretty much open with their sexuality. Tend to have more feminine features or something along the lines of that. And I think there may have been some confliction with him in terms of like transgenderism. I don't entirely know, or he could have just been very flamboyant or very androgynous. But either way, he had a lot of feminine qualities about him. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe drag queen. Was also a possibility. Most likely could have been a stripper as well. There are male strippers. Okay, that's right, ladies. We have the female gays too. Anyway, continuing on.
This is my life, you're playing with now till the end of the night. Surrounded by fire, the passion ignites. A hit and a heaven and hell, I'm addicted to the madness. This hotel is my Atlantis. We're forever gonna have a fucking reason to sin. Let me leave my soul to burn and I'll be breathing it in.
Oh, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, before it continues on here, I'm at a loss for words. This is, oddly enough, it's where I point out the music, as in for something like this, hearing it, listening to it, it kind of like reminds me. Actually, the music style is kind of like remind me of something that Kesha would have sung. I know you probably don't even remember who Kesha was, but it's kind of remind me. And this is not a slight against the music. I actually really enjoy it. And before everybody says, "Oh, so that means you enjoy Kesha music," I've enjoyed some of her songs, and I think that some of the songs I ended up enjoying, this was kind of like more, sounded like. Is all I'm saying here. My point being that so far, this has been pretty phenomenal. I've been at a loss of words. I mean, it's not really funny in that context, that when you watch the initial pilot episode, you're thinking, oh, because there's a lot of jokes in there, and it's meant to be more funny. This is such a serious subject matter, but I feel like just the video itself is done pretty well, and I feel like this is more so that it is that kind of like corporate package teeny bop, nonsense, but at the same time, I feel like this is actually something that I could personally get addicted to, songs that I would indeed listen to and be willing to download and listen to it and stuff like that. So, just like buy it on iTunes and all that. But yeah, let's just continue on. Someone else just came in, so let's go ahead and see who that is, and then we go and continue on from there. And I'm just saying I'm liking this so far. All right, stepping in real quick, future me. That's right, future Gummy Bear. Before we actually do really continue on, for you guys to continue on this video, because I basically already done with it. It's in the process of getting ready to be released and all that. But for the rest of the video, I'm gonna be calling this lovely creature. That's right, the Cyclops girl. I ended up actually calling her, because how I remembered her name, I kept calling her Cherry, but I believe it's actually pronounced Sherry. Okay, so not cherry as in the fruit, but, Sherry. I believe I was mispronouncing it the entire time. Just so when you guys hear me saying cherry, just know that it is probably not that. And so, don't hate me down in the comments section, because you're like, oh, that's not how you say her name. But anyway, continuing on.
And we're never gonna want this fucking feeling to end. Just concede and give in to your inner demons again.
Alright, so we're getting to see two separations, but they're both singing the song. So Cherry and Angel Dust are here singing the song. Apparently, I don't know how they coordinated this. So we got one inside of a strip club, just dancing, having a gay old time. And then we got her, because again, she's a terrorist. I would love to see more of her backstory. Again, I'm not going to sit here and look on I'm not doing homework. I hate doing homework. It's kind of a dumb thing. But, I mean, this is one of those things I would let people allow me to inform me on it. Like, if somebody already knows her backstory. But, actually see it animated and see it presented there. Like, more of her backstory, stuff like that. I'm assuming, because, I still got more of the song to get through. So I'm assuming that we're going to get more of it from her. Because, I mean, so far, Angel Dust is singing his backstory. He kind of added some stuff in there that was like, okay, he's been through this, he's been through that, blah, 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 blah. So my hope is that actually we get some of hers as well, because to be fair, I think she's basically one of the hottest characters on the entirety of the show. I mean, speaking of boners, but I mean, that's only the first way. I actually like her personality. It's always the crazy ones, and when crazy is done right on a woman, in terms of quality, I prefer it. Basically, I prefer it to when it's not done right. Right, when it boils down to just she's insane to be insane. But this one has purpose. Right, it has a drive behind it, which I think her personality pretty much gives off. And so far, again, like I said, I'm liking the song. That's why I said it feels more like Kesha, and I think she's like the Kesha part of this that I'm really getting the vibe from. But anyway, continuing on.
Yeah, you fell in love, but you fell deeper in this pit. While death rains from above, so count your blessings, cause this is it. You're not letting it go. So what if I misbehave? It's what everybody craves. You already know. So come if you're feeling brave and fancy yourself a mate. You want it, I got it. See what you like. We could have it all by the end of the night. Your money and power, my sinful delight. I hate it, I heaven and hell,
Okay, so we just got through Cherry's solo part here. Does somebody actually want to fill me in? Because, I mean, the character who we kept flashing to kind of looks a little bit like Angel does. So, I understand they have a friendship, but were they actually, like, somebody can let me know. If they were in a relationship, and I mean, like, intimately, because, I mean, her portion, and this is not me just bullshitting here. I'm actually just listening to the lyrics, and she basically is talking about love and someone being the one. So were they ever like in an intimate relationship? Did they like fall out of it, but like kind of like still be friends? Because it's all from Angel's Dust little parts in there where he wasn't actually singing; it was still just kind of like her. That it seems like he may have fell off deep in path. He may have been someone before, but as he continued to go through his trek in hell, he ended up falling in with the wrong crowd, falling into a lot of stuff that ended up getting him killed, or led him to committing suicide on the real world. But he just fell back to that crowd here, and it seems like I don't remember this pimp's name. I don't know if they said it. Somebody could let me know down that in the comments below. But I don't know his name. But looks like he was a part of the abuse and the trauma that Angel Dust is suffering through during his stint down here in hell. Like they used to be a thing, and I think I remember seeing that in the pilot. Maybe I can't honestly remember, or something along the lines of that we actually got to see a little bit of this there. Like it may have been like mentioned. Did he get a call or something? Like I said, I can't really remember. I mean, I watched that like a long time ago. I'll have to go back and rewatch it to actually see. But nevertheless, I think that's actually a contributing factor. But I really do want to know, like, was Angel Dust and Cherry in a relationship? So if anybody wants to let me know that, it's kind of like a question. I would hope they present more clear evidence for. If it is, because it seems like they are trying to say that that's what it was, but it could just be like a really good friendship that they had, and they're like brother and sister pretty much, and not actually like intimate relationship, but they still had like a familial bond with each other. So that's kind of something I would want to know. I think that'd be interesting to find out. I mean, especially in later episodes as the show continues to develop and comes out with newer stuff. So I would hope they find that out, and I think that's actually pretty good. Anyway, continuing on, because I'm pretty much halfway through, almost done. So far, I am really liking this.
We're forever gonna have a fucking reason to sin. Let me leave my soul to burn and I'll be breathing it in. I'm addicted to the feeling, getting higher than the ceiling. And we're never gonna want this fucking feeling to end. Just consider giving to your inner demons again.
Well, to be fair, okay, several things here. To be fair, I think they are both in the club right now, and I definitely can understand the compelling argument that they present, and that's what I'm saying. To be fair, I can understand the compelling argument they present because I'm saying this as far as like the Hazbin characters that we've seen so far in terms of what has unfolded thus far. I would say that I do want to give in to my inner demons every time I see these two, especially given this little dance that they're doing right now. This little buddy dance they're doing. I'm going to sit here and say this right now, as of current. This is indeed my fantasy threesome, my demonic fantasy threesome, and so I want to give in to my demons a little bit here with this pairing. I'm just saying, I want to engage in the devil's triangle with these people. Oh, okay, continuing on. Legitimately 100% totally serious about what I said in terms of engaging in this fantasy threesome, because this is indeed my fantasy threesome. Anyway, continuing on.
I'm addicted to the feeling, getting higher than the ceiling, and we're never gonna want this fucking feeling to end. Just concede and give in to your inner demons again. I'm addicted to the sorrow. When the buzz ends by tomorrow, there's another rush of poison flowing into my veins, giving me a dose of pleasure that resides by the pain. I'm addicted, I'm dependent, looking awesome, feeling helpless, and I know I'm raising Cain by every highway in hell. Maybe things won't be so terrible inside this hotel.
Alright, that was fucking brilliant. Yeah, I'm glad I watched that. And now, before anything else, I need to head to the bathroom real quick with some aloe vera and about 30 minutes of running water, particularly that's coming from my eyes, as I begin to fillet a certain skin, meat part of myself. And I fillet it by grasping it with all 5 fingers and just going in over and over again until I've released my sadness. So I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes.
A few moments later.
Alright, that was the end right there. Nope, I had to come back into it. I had to come back into it. Alright, so that was the end right there. So, I think that the video was absolutely spectacular, fantastic. Honestly, I wouldn't mind, like, I wouldn't say this is have it as my ringtone, as in I want to hear it every time somebody gives me a call, but it's definitely better than a lot of the trash that comes out within this genre. I'm talking about the pop genre, right? It's definitely a bit better than that, even though it still uses the same stylings and things of that nature. The animation acts pretty cool, pretty beautiful. I mean, it seems more so simplistic than anything else in basic, but that's because it's not like a full episode. It's like a full episode show where they would try to put, more care into the animation. So I feel like it's a bit choppy in certain places, and there was some weird editing tics that I felt like, okay, if you're going to transition to a scene right here, then make sure it actually coincides a bit better with the character you're trying to represent, because there was a couple of points in there where I was confused on who they had transitioned to, and it wasn't until the character reappeared on screen. But I believe, like, if you're going to use a context of environment, that I should still be able to tell the environment. And, like, one thing I can point out, like, an example is, like, it seemed like they had both went to this strip and dance club, like they had been transitioned to the same place, but it's like it ended up not, or it was, and so that's kind of confusing of how it ended up being presented. Like I said, that's kind of a bit of an example there. Aside from the point, other than stuff like that, I think it was actually pretty done well. And I'm I'm a little bit upset because I wanted a bit more of Cherry. Hold up. Is it Cherry or Sherry? I don't know. But anyway, I wanted a bit more of her backstory a little bit there. And so far what I got is, again, like the question I posed earlier, is that is whether or not she's in a relationship or was in a relationship with Angel Dust, and now they're just good friends, but like they had like an intimate relationship before. And I remember in the pilot, during their interactions, it came across as more of a friendship to me, but also there was a hint of flirtation there that I can see, but it didn't feel like it was a intimate bond between the couple, but kind of like just really good friends who sometimes play around with each other a little bit. So if it was a serious relationship, somebody could let me know, because because that could not be Angel Dust, right? That could not have been him at all. And her background, it looked like him. I mean, it really did. But in like her little flashbacks there, or who she was singing about, it could not have been him. That's very possible. But it did really look like him, and I'm thinking that it was. I mean, I think the thing that's kind of like maybe be throwing off is the whole one eye thing at the time, but at the same time, Angel Dust has 2 different eyes, and the eye that was rocking by that guy also looks like, I believe, his left eye. It kind of looks similar. But again, I could be wrong. That could not have been him, and it's really whatever. But yeah. That was pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please go and support Vivziepop and all their endeavors, okay? Because, you know, it's actually really good. Like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Catch you guys in the next one. I have to go clean up a mess really quick. I mean, speaking of hands and knees, peace.
And to all my Gummy Knights, new and old, just remember, this is a man's world, but it would be nothing without his brain and his bronze. And lying is indeed the most fun that a woman can have without taking off her clothes. Good night.
Swear to stick it up in you, listen, or we're still so young. Desperate for attention, I aim to be your eyes, trophy boys, trophy wives. Applause, applause, no wait. Dear studio audience, I've an announcement to make. It seems the artists these days are not who you think, so we'll pick back up on that on